Everybody, I'm Dina Proctor, creator of 3x3 Meditation and author of Madly Chasing Peace. Today I want to talk about something I was thinking about today is the hardship that we put ourselves through when we're thinking a negative thought and we catch ourselves thinking a negative thought, and then we tell ourselves we need to turn this into a positive thought. This isn't feeling good. I'm not going to manifest well. I'm not going to create the life of my dreams if I don't turn this thought around. And we put so much pressure on ourselves and try so hard to take a negative thought and spin it and try and find the good there and turn it into a positive thought. And it's exhausting. It's really hard. And for me, I honestly don't think I've ever done it successfully. I don't think I've ever successfully taken a negative thought and been able to turn it into a positive thought. And the reason is because when I'm in a negative thought space, that's where I'm at. And the trying hard and the trying to fix it and the getting mad at myself for not being able to fix it only contributes to being in that negative thought space. What's helpful to remember, what really helps me to remember, is that the content of my thought and how the thought, what the thought is just a symptom of how connected or disconnected I am on the inside. So when I try to work from the thought state and I try to take that thought and use thoughts and further thinking in order to make myself feel better, it totally backfires and it never works. So let me share with you what does work, at least for me. What does work for me is being able to find space around that thought. Just find space around it, or find a place, use what I've talked about before as a neutral distraction activity. Use meditation to get myself directed into something neutral. And the reason that for me, I'm sure there are people out there that can successfully take a negative thought, turn it into positive, see the silver lining and be able to kind of massage it out from there using thoughts, a string of thoughts to get themselves into a more positive place. But for me, what's always easier, and it really is kind of effortless, is to find a little bit of space around it. So in thinking a negative thought and getting mad at myself and all of that, it's the question of, can I feel the energy in my body? Can I feel my breath going in and out of my body right now? I can. So I can start pairing. It's almost like pairing a relaxation response with a stressful event. So when I'm training myself to have a relaxation response, when I'm having a stressor that's occurring, and the stressor could be the negative thought or whatever is occurring that's making that negative thought kind of come in there. So the reason that this is really an effective technique for me is because it's not using thinking to solve thinking. That's where I get all kinds of mixed up. If it's words in my head trying to solve words in my head, it's just not helpful for me. What really helps is being able to connect with something physically in my body, feeling the air moving in and out of my body, feeling energy moving in my hands and my fingertips or in the tips of my toes, just feeling something to ground myself in my body and to ground myself just in the fact that there's something so much greater than this situation that's going on, and getting myself out of that thought spin and the mind chatter and the trying so hard to fix it and solve it, using thought to solve thought problems, right? And getting myself into that connection with awareness that something bigger and something deeper is going on, and that I'm part of something bigger and something deeper. Even if I can't access an intuitive wisdom or something better or something more positive in that moment, it gives me space around the negativity to remember this is not my whole world. This is not going to last forever. There is space here. Let me relax and tune myself, train myself into finding that space more and more quickly when I find myself in a negative situation. It has over time, and it doesn't take that much time, but when you can do that consistently, it really provides a pattern interrupt. And it is a very, very powerful way to be able to get yourself out of and not as identified with a negative mind spin or something that happened that's going on. So anyway, this has been coming up for me the last couple of days, and I've really been connecting into that practice and that process, and it is so powerful. It's really, really powerful. It works really well for me. So whatever works for you, I think is great. There's a million zillion techniques that you can use. This is just something, a little tip that that happens to work for me, so I wanted to share it with you. So as always, take what resonates and gently leave the rest behind, and stay around this space because I will have more again for you here soon.